Hello, folks, and welcome to episode 104 of The Forgotten Kingdom of Nihilin Malt Magic. It is our 2-year anniversary, which is amazing, so we will get to all of that in just a second. But before we go absolute apeshit for the fact that we've been doing this for 2 years now, which is insane, let's do the usual thank yous, usual shout outs with a few extras tonight. And talk about some things that are going to happen this evening as well. Ignore anything from sort of my neck down, because we will talk about that in just a second. But my usual shout outs and thank yous go to Incarnate, Albert Radio and Dungeon Alchemist for all things mapping and virtual tabletop. For character management, D&D Beyond, of course. For Hero Ford, sorry for this is what happens when I pay attention to the chat for like 3 seconds. My brain just sorry for Token Generation and the character visuals, and then of course a huge shout out to Hero Forge there, and then the DM's tools that I use in the background soon, 5e Magic Shop and 2 Minute Tools. You can hear the musical sounds in the background right now. Those musical ambiances, they are courtesy of Tabletop Audio, and all of our sound effects you will hear tonight are very, very special thanks to BattleBards, whom we are affiliated with. So if you want to get some sound effects for your own game, then there is a nice little cheeky discount code we can give you. Malt Magic on the screen right now. Use that when you register. Get yourselves a discount off those sound effects and use them where you see fit. They are amazing. They are very, very easy to download and use. It is awesome. You can also see all the links to the social media channels there. I did post a quick video on TikTok and Instagram earlier just to talk about the tonight's shenanigans. It's been a long weekend, folks. You're going to have to bear with us tonight. So yes, please go check out the social media channels for all updates and various things that are going on there. And of course, if you want to catch our past episodes or go and revisit your favourite moments, then you can go check out the YouTube channel or the podcast, which is on on all sorts of podcast platforms. And if you have the chance to or feel so inclined, please do... oh God, I'm going to give up speaking in a minute. Please do leave us a rating or review. It has been a very, very long weekend and a very long day. Cool, yes, so leave us a rating or review on the podcast. And yeah, every little helps. That'll just help to spread the word, grow the audience, and we can start doing more things, more giveaways, more fun stuff, other than just, of course, bringing you this awesome entertainment that we bring you each week. So I talk about long weekends. I think 3 out of the 4 of us, probably all 4 of us, have had very long weekends at least. But Dave, Samau, and I have all been involved in some way, shape, or form in the 25-hour gaming stream by the Place Bedford. So I did want to take this moment to thank Kai, Rich, Ellie, and of course Samau for being amazing players during the very special Malt Magic one-shot, which we titled Deeds and Omens. You can go and check that out on Twitch if you go to the Place Bedford's videos, but you will have to find the right point in the stream, because it was on the Saturday and it was the big long day, so I think it's about the 3.5 hour mark, I can't remember exactly. But the YouTube video will be available, and we will of course post that on our own YouTube channel as well, just so you've got access to that, and you can check that out. But it was a lot of fun. There were some interesting pieces that came out from certain characters, so I'm sure it will be worth a watch, hopefully, for everyone out there. So yeah, just a huge thank you to the 4 players again. I had a lot of fun, first time DMing live and in person, but also on camera at the same time, so I was a wee bit nervous at the start, but we got through it. And yes, of course, we are tonight going to announce the winners of our giveaway. So there are 2 pieces of art up for grabs and t-shirts, which we will talk about in just a second, the t-shirts themselves. But I did want to use this moment to say that there is still a chance to get some tickets for that giveaway. So if you're not already following, you can follow for a ticket right now, and if you're active in chat, you will get an extra ticket. If you subscribe, that will give you 5 extra tickets straight off the bat going into the pot, and then we will announce the winners of the giveaway right after the break. So that being said, let's get this show on the road. There will most certainly be adult language, definitely some adult humour, probably some tired faces as well, but bear with us. Let's roll.
Oh,
Indeed. Happy 2 years, folks.
Cheers.
Which is insane, right? It's totally nuts. We've been streaming this for 2 years.
Kinda
crazy stuff.
I don't think I've ever
Kind
had
of
a
silly,
hobby
but a
this
lot
long.
of fun at the same time.
I was about to say, yeah, in terms of hobbies, yeah, not a chance. Nothing that has run, without a break like this. Amazing. I love it.
Yeah, no, it's all good fun. What was I going to say then? Ah, yeah, just looking back at that intro then, it's quite ridiculous to see how far the characters have come on. I think those character creations were...
No.
That's what I say, those character creations were way before even the first anniversary, so... but I do like that even back then, the resident Mr. Wizard decided to burn the map of Nylon and therefore foreshadowed everything.
Yeah, I mean, I can't tell you what my plans were for that edit, but yeah, okay, fine. It worked out well.
It's all good.
Plan that.
It did indeed. So let's run down the lineup very, very quickly. So I am Matt. I am the Dungeon Master, also playing psychic character of Bothrid this evening.
I am Danny, Daddy Issues, and Splinterthorn. I knew I had a name then. King Ander Splinterthorn of Esmir. I keep slipping into it.
That's what she said.
I'll leave it there. Hello, I'm Simao, and I'm playing Kira Gravetusk once again. Missed him, and yeah, I am absolutely fucking knackered, so we'll see how this goes today.
Well, if it's any consolation, you
It's
look
going to be a
like
very
shit.
chill stream.
Cheers. Yeah, I know I do look like shit. So I opened the camera and I was like, today I'll just do voice podcasts.
We can put just pictures of our characters instead of just their voices.
Hi, I'm Dave, resident Mr. Wizard, and I play Dargon the Goliath Fighter Warlock. And yeah, if I fall asleep, someone just poke me.
Well, you need to press all the buttons, so you need to stay awake. In campaign 2, you have to be a wizard because we call you the wizard so much that you couldn't be further away from a wizard.
I can't remember what film I get that from, but it's... I don't know what the phrase is, but it's Mr. Wizard, do something.
I'm sure it's Resident Mr. Wizard, though. Yeah, I'm sure. So yeah, it's familiar to me, but hey.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Anyway, let's get the inevitable out of the way. So one of the prizes up for grabs tonight, yeah, I did get that right, is a very, very special 2-year anniversary edition of our Malt and Magic t-shirt. So we have updated the logo slightly to have a nice gold sheen on it. There are some there we go. I'm going to get Danny to stand up and turn to his right there because he's got the best lighting for it as well. So if you can just show the sleeves, Danny, as well. There are the cast signatures on the sleeve, on both sleeves. That's right, there we go. There we go.
Full screen hunch.
And then if you spin around, there we go, guard the veil with the Twitch link on the back as well. So, yes, there is one of those up for grabs. It's alright, no, we got it, we got it. It was all good. There is one up for grabs. Stick for being amazing and for doing all the artwork for us. You are getting one anyway, just because, yeah, you've been out and out one of the strongest followers and subscribers for the whole time. And as I say, you've done the artwork for us. So I would not feel right not sending you a little something to say thank you. So yes, there is a t-shirt up for grabs, and there are 2 pieces of amazing artwork up for grabs as well, which we will reveal. I think they've been revealed on social media anyway, but as we announce the winners, you will also see the artwork that you have won. And I think that will do for me just waffling on, talking about raffle tickets and giveaways and getting waffling up. It's going to be a good night, isn't it? Right, let's get into this. So, last time, you went to the Black Sea. Oh, no, wait, that was the other team. Not you guys. So, spoilers.
Right, I would also point out that it was such a busy weekend that I managed to tune in for your bit for like 10 minutes, and so I'm desperate to go back and watch it, but obviously I don't know whether it includes spoilers, so actually it's one of those ones of like, but yes, I want to, and I have no idea what happened.
Yeah, so I mean, the premise is it's running concurrently with us right now.
Yeah.
So the 4 figures that were in said location were doing things at the same time. You guys are all doing things as well. So
Nice.
there were some interactions with some existing characters, which were a lot of fun. I think somehow had an enjoyable time figuring those connections out.
Very much did.
So yes, but last time was the aftermath of the battle with Zapanik, and sort of dealing then with what do we do now we're home, and finally having to come into the fore of being king. And so he held his first ever court, where people could come to him and ask for things, make trades, for the king to make certain promises, and there were various interactions all the way through. We did have a few technical issues halfway through, which we managed to solve, but got there in the end. And so yeah, the majority of the episode was Ander sorting out his new but fragmented kingdom in the hopes of maintaining allies, and forging alliances to take you into the next stage of this battle. But all that happening with the looming encounter with Theogodden sort of hanging over you, knowing that you've all got to go and face him now before you can go anywhere else. And pretty much that is where we begin. After you've had a long rest, you've dealt with the court, and you now decide to go and make your way over to the Temple of the Raven Queen. Before we do that, is there anything any of the Wardens would like to do?
No, so can I just to make sure I've got it right, all of the things I've promised, am I to assume they're going to be in motion, or do I need to set them? I mean, some of them are obvious because it happened in front of us straight away, like the tree being planted, but the things I promised other people, I am assuming they'll happen in the background now, yeah?
You pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
Unless there's anything specific you decide to go and do, then no, that will be it.
Well, I suppose the only thing I promised to do that will need actually starting is rebuilding Phaliad. And I wanted to ask Grellan if he would oversee that after he sorts out Greenflower. Being a Horizon Walker, he'll be able to guard the gate at the same time. But I think that's a little bit for later on. That'll be a post-credit scene.
Okay, I will say that, in fact, make me a perception check, please.
First roll of the night. A 30. After a good start.
Now you think of it and think about what you've asked Grellan to do, or what you're hoping to ask Grellan to do. You've not seen Grellan for a while since you've been here.
Okay.
So you might need to investigate that one. Anything else?
Nothing from me.
No, I'm just psyching myself up, putting on a brave face before we go see Theo.
Excellent. Okay, then we will say in this time then, as you sort of all, having had a rest again, sort of put on armour and get yourself armed, and everybody has sort of their own personal moment now to think about what's about to potentially happen. I say everybody has their personal moment. Bothrid is pretty much just like, I'm on, travelling, double-bladed of course, the whip. I'm all ready to go. Off to a temple. And just sort of humming to himself and singing to himself, and he will wait in the throne room for the rest of you. So my question then to the three of you is in this moment, and we'll go down the line. So Ander, what is running through your mind at this moment?
So, Part of it is trepidation about will it bring up any past trauma that I thought I'd got closure on by shooting him in the back with an arrow. But then part of me is actually a little bit feeling a bit petty in terms of rubbing it in his face to show him how fucking awesome I am now. So it's a mixed bag, to say the least. Half of it is the nerves, but then half of it wants to kind of show off a little bit.
Okay. And Kirik?
Yeah, mostly thinking about how I'm running the different scenarios of what might happen ahead. And just considering this story that Dogon told us earlier. But most of all, I think trying to understand whether or not he is the same person that he was when he went into death. That's it.
Okay. And Dogon?
Opening up about the story to the guys and letting it out definitely eased some tensions. But more importantly, I think the discussion about did I absolutely know it was him or was it, some other lackey, makes him now a little eager to want to find out, but preparing for the fact that if he gets the wrong answer, then he's not quite sure what will happen to him.
Okay. So as you all then have these moments sort of thinking to yourselves, I'm going to say Annabelle knocks on your door, and just a gentle...
Come in? What? Hang on. Why is she not with me in my room?
Annabelle, not Mirabelle.
Oh, bloody hell. Well, I'm glad I didn't say that in the bedroom. Imagine if I'd said the wrong name.
I mean, I know they're twins, but...
Yeah, something about twins puzzle. Yeah, sorry. You come in.
Love it. Sorry, Ander. I had something I think I think you should have. And, well, it was Mirabelle's idea, actually. And she sort of brings in this, this cloth patch, if you like. Figured it was fitting, given the name, and that you're now a king. Obviously, I'm not going to attach this to the cloak, because I have no idea what that thing does, and it already looks amazing. But I was thinking maybe we could just fashion it onto either your part of your chest armour, or maybe onto the pauldron, just so you've got your banner where you go.
Oh, I like it. Yeah, can you sew it? Can you attach it while it's on, or do I need to take it off?
Absolutely. And she will sort of spend sort of a quick 10 minutes or so just sewing this patch on, and eventually just sort of snips the thing and smooths it down a bit and taps you. So, there. Fit for a king.
Thank you. I'll find it hard to hide my happiness/smugness. I'm well impressed with that. I don't think Hero Forge is going to have it there.
Don't worry about that. Well, you have work to do. I'll keep things in something of order while you're gone.
Thank you. And
I know you're only going, obviously, to the temple first, but I'm assuming after that you're going to be forging war, I guess?
yeah, probably. We might have some more dignitary type moves to do. I've got someone to sort out in Deluin, but I'll confer with the group, see how we approach that one. But while I'm attending to some business in the temple, I don't suppose you could try and reach out and find out where Grellan is, do you? I know we promised to rebuild Greenflower and Callum come on his behalf, but I haven't seen him here or heard from him in a while. I just wondered if you could check on his whereabouts and, well, whether he's alive.
That's a good point, actually. I've not seen him around either. I'll go find Callum, or I'll send somebody to go find Callum at least and have a word. Yes, we'll find him. Well, good luck. Try not to decorate the temple with blood.
No promises.
It's fair. And she will then turn and leave the room.
I will.
Right then, folks.
Is my missus there? How's she gone?
I'll say Mirabelle's been sort of sat at a side table of sorts. Not quite a full-on dressing table yet, because you're limited on furniture. But she's sort of sat there and she's just been running a brush through her hair, and then looks at you. And the scars on her neck sort of shine in this strange light that's in this room right now, reminding you of what she's been through, but at the same time she gives you this beautiful smile, and her eyes just look towards you with total adoration. And she sort of walks up, pads over the rug that's in the room, and just places her hand gently on the patch, and then speaks into your mind. You should be proud of this. Be proud of yourself. Despite
I'll reply
everything
with,
that's happened.
No, I went too
Despite
safe.
everything that's
and I was
happened,
premature.
you were go for it.
No, so that was
Do you want to go
premature.
now?
I was like, nope.
Okay, no, that's cool. So she says then, despite everything that's happened to you, you have forged your path in the way that you saw fit. I'm glad to stand beside you.
All I
Good
was
deal
going to
with your
reply
daddy
with,
issues.
yeah. All I was going to reply with is, I'm proud of us, and then I was going to give her a smooch. But she's made a daddy's issues joke now, so I will. It'll be a kiss met with a schnortel to love that. trying to cover up the fact that I'm nervous.
And she does sort of smile and then just wipes a bit of lipstick off your lips and just like, go on, off you go. She motions with her head, and then as you turn, she'll just smack you on the butt and send you on your way.
Are you sure you don't want to come? It's the closest you'll get to a father-in-law.
I'm okay, thanks.
Okay,
I'll
just
help
checking.
Annabelle.
Yeah, bad joke in thought, but yeah. I'll go find the others.
So you walk out into your throne room and see Bothrid there, still just sort of rocking on his feet, sort of humming. Well, you took your time.
I think you mean good morning, Your Grace.
Oh, good morning, Under.
Nah, I'm joking, Bothrid. I just want to see the look on your face.
I was just waiting.
Neil.
I was just waiting for Bothrid, because you just said, I think you mean good morning, Your Grace. And I was just expecting Bothrid to go, you don't have to call me Your Grace, Your Lordship.
Bothrid's intelligent, but he's not that quick-witted.
I mean, Andrew enters any room half expecting a really shit fanfare from a trumpet player, but it just doesn't happen.
Yes. Excellent. So we will then say Kirik and Dargon, you both join sort of not long after. Dargon, your armour is still... Well, in fact, everybody's armour is still very clean, very bright and gleaming. You are looking all very regal. Bothrid is there sort of... I'm going to do some dirt. This is a bit shiny.
In time. That'll come soon enough. Just enjoy it while it lasts.
Shall we go and get it done?
Yeah. You'll notice Anders puffing his chest more than usual.
Would everybody like to make a quick perception check?
I most certainly would.
Can I argue insight for myself?
Yes, you can if you wish.
That's a dirty 20.
30.
30. Yeah, you would both notice Anders sort of very proudly sort of like puffing his chest up, and there is a new addition to Anders' armour, which is the Silver Thorn. Did I get that right?
It's a thorned
I'm having a total
crown
brain fart.
with a shield.
Yeah,
With two.
the bowman either side, yeah.
Arrows.
So the Silver Thorn crest
bowman
is there.
either side. Yeah.
All ready to go.
That looks nice.
Thank you. I was waiting for somebody to notice. I was hoping we might all get one. To show we're part of the same tribe now.
I mean,
Don't all rejoice at once.
I'm a bit iffy about wearing anything related to kingdoms, but I guess I can make the
Okay.
exception.
You can add feathers to it if you want.
Oh, yeah.
think about it.
Yeah, looks good, Ander. That's good on you.
What I'll do then, if you don't want to wear it on your clothing, I'll get Peggy to have one. You know, like when horses carry flags and they're marching out front, she can just have one. Yeah, on her saddle. We'll do that.
That sounds
And a
good.
great flying through the sky. You
So,
ready, Gargon?
Excellent. So,
Yeah, I'll, after you.
Oh no, by all means, you'll have the most questions after you.
Yeah, you're probably right. I may do. After all, I'm also there to protect you when we don't know if he's on our side yet, so you are quite right. After me.
how tense are you two guys? What would Kirik notice?
Sort of 75%, slightly distracted, but on it and keen. The other thing that I forgot to mention before is, as much as all of that stuff that was going through his head that I spoke about before, there is the discussion that we've just had with Lena. We are on a war footing, and we are intending to move things forward. So there is still, to a degree, just the let's get some information. This is going to be tough, and then let's move on. The side hustle of what Dargon's got is what you may still pick up on, but it's not as bad as it was before his talk.
Yeah, Ander is being very casual, but I'll let you roll insight if you want to have a duel.
Yeah, you don't have to roll insight on Dargon to know that.
29.
32.
Ooh, boy.
You win this one.
Kirik is actually
You win this one.
struggling to read Ander at this moment.
I think that's the first one I've won, isn't it?
Very,
I think so,
very
yeah.
fitting.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm buzzing about that.
So you all then, having had this sort of brief morning and how do you do sort of thing, exit through the doors of the keep, and funnily enough, as you do exit, there is this sort of, and that same bard who did the fanfare before is just there sort of, and then smacks the trumpet a little bit. Sorry.
What is your instrument of choice? It can't be the trumpet.
No, I'm actually more of a drummer, if I'm honest.
Hey, I wouldn't mind a little timpani roll as I come in. I wouldn't mind a drum solo. Do you, my friend.
Oh, I'll do that right
Never been
now.
a fan of... There we go. If we're talking wind instruments, I'm more of a panpipe kind of guy.
Can't help you
So,
there, boss.
We'll
Sorry,
go for
my lord.
drums. We'll go for drums.
Drums. I can do drums. Excellent. And as
Okay,
you
my
then
first
descend to the
royalty of the
steps, this absolute ripping drum solo just starts to bang out as you sort of like down the steps to the point where you almost get a bit of a skip in your step as it bangs on down. I'm going to consider everybody gets a little bit of bardic inspiration from that one, so everybody can take a d6.
Hey.
We've got Travis Barker from Blink 182 on the team now.
Absolutely.
I was thinking Phil
You
Collins
descend the steps and
in the air tonight.
Yeah.
You say Phil Collins, by the way, love Phil Collins, but you say Phil Collins, I think you mean gorilla.
The
playing
gorilla
drums.
from the character.
the Dairy Milk Gorilla.
Yeah.
Or Jack
Is that a
Black
UK
on
specific reference that nobody
School
else
of
is going
Rock.
to get?
It is a UK specific.
Probably
reference
nobody else
that
outside the
nobody's
UK.
gonna
Yeah, they've probably never seen that before.
Sozza, Google it. Google Dairy Milk Gorilla.
Yeah, I
gonna say,
play
it's
it,
not
but we're
on
not
YouTube.
allowed, so...
Gorilla playing drums.
It's not a trick.
Cadbury's
It's not
Gorilla
gorilla just
playing
like
drums.
some horrible. Yeah.
Well, it probably will do if you delve on YouTube far enough, but yeah. Cool. You descend the stairs, and what you notice now is since the court yesterday, everybody around here is being much more reverent towards you and the party. As you sort of step through, people move out of the way, people turn and either give a curtsy or a bow. And
If Ander
yeah,
does
given
that,
the fact you have done a
I'm
roll wave,
going to slap his hand. Dargon will, just will.
amazing.
We're a few stages away from me having one of those carry chairs that you and Bothrid carry me on. Could you imagine if I suggested that?
We're a few close encounters of of the near-death experience if you try it as well.
Dargon single-handedly brings down the only new kingdom of Esmir.
Yeah. It's like, look, the
Ends the royal line.
stuff I'm happy with, but carrying you in a chair, mate.
Of all the ways the royal line was going to end, who'd have thought it'd be his best mate?
Yeah. Unless Bothrid
Good
can
stuff.
wild
So
shape
you
into
can-
an elephant and I could come in like Aladdin.
Prince Ali.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to get this back on track. You all
Sorry.
descend the stairs to this ripping drum solo and then continue south from the keep towards the Temple of the Raven Queen. And again, you sort of walk up the half staircases, if you like, that meet at the top, these two curved staircases, to where you then have the entrance, the double doors that are closed. What would you like to do?
Well, I'll be in front, as we discussed. I'll go first. I will turn back to Kirik and I will then say, is there any magical protection on the door, or are we allowed in?
No, there's nothing. Just open.
Very good. I will push on both doors and I shall walk in.
So you do just sort of push, and the doors open, and there is that dim twilight that, for anybody who's been in here already, is used to. And you see a figure sat, sort of facing away from you, looking at this small pool of water that exists in the middle of the temple. And as the doors open, they stand and sort of turn slightly, and seeing the four of you, you can see the shoulders sort of rise and fall in a very deep breath, and then there is this strange dark shimmer that just sort of over the body. A hood gets pulled back and you see this long ice blue like hair with sort of streaks of white that run through it, and a very pale blue, almost white coloured face. It is the face of Theogodden, but it is not the one that the majority of you would recognise. This is not how he had appeared to you previously.
Having promised Keurig that I would learn more about the Raven Queen. Does he do anything as he walks in? You know, like how Catholics do the cross thing. Does he do any customs as he walks in?
I don't know, Keurig, do you do any customs as you walk in?
No. There's a sort of catching of the holy symbol on my like my neck, but my necklace. But apart from that, no, there isn't anything.
It's not like a shoes off kind of joint. Okay, that's cool.
Nah.
I just was trying not to make eye contact initially, so I was looking at Keurig to see what he was doing, and then I will look upon Pseudo Dad.
As you pay attention and look closer now, Andy, you can see there are these bright white scars across the face. There's one that cuts straight across an eye, and that eye itself is no longer sort of iris and pupil and fully formed eye. Is it almost like this solid sheen of an icy, basically like an ice cube in the socket, appearing very that glacial blue-like colour. His vestments, his clothing are now very, very simple. Just sort of a black linen shirt and tabard into these black slacks and these black leather boots. Somehow, he's managed to get some clothing of sorts to sort of cover himself, rather than the nothing that he wore when he was brought back from death itself. And you also notice that across the shoulders there's almost like this shawl, if you like. Looks like it's made of feathers, and they are black.
Do I see any weapons on him?
Yes. There are 2 daggers either side of a leather belt. And that is when somebody steps out of the side of the door. Well, you took your time. And a figure in black armour with sort of green detail to it, pale skin, white hair, grasping a staff that looks like a withered hand, steps forward, and you see the familiar figure of Nathan Witchwood step forward.
Seeing Nathan, Dargon immediately, you didn't really see that he was tensed, but he does relax. You know, he knows that there are no surprises in this room.
What are you doing here? I mean, it's good to see you, but...
You too, my king. With Thelania gone, I needed somewhere familiar, so this was the most obvious place, given my connection to her, the same as Keurig. And I found him, naked and alone. So...
Sorry,
she told me apparently he's on... Carry on.
Yeah, DM question. Remind me what we know about Thelania.
The last time you saw Thelania was in the Maltmaster's Keep.
Yeah.
When basically you were battling through devils.
Yeah.
And her, Mephisto, and I believe Johannes all went to go and continue the fight.
Yeah. Okay. And Nathan had been gone before that, I believe?
Nathan was protecting the distiller along with Ethereal and got shoved through the gate to the Phaliad, I believe.
So...
No, sorry, to Idril. Ignore me. Getting my city's computer.
No, because again, to our characters, this has happened in days.
Yeah.
Knowing all of that, and he said with her gone, I can roll an insight to that. But what does he mean by that? Does he know something, or was it just
make me an insight check?
13.
It doesn't sound like he said... Or he's not acting as if she's dead, but it is quite clear. There is concern and worry, because it's coming across like he just doesn't know where she is, and she's not here.
Yeah. I'll go up and clasp his arm, and I will respond.
Done.
I will respond to that one with, well, I'm sure she's not. She's not passed on or in serious danger if you and her ladyship doesn't know more about it. Good to see you, brother.
Mm. I'm pretty sure she's not dead. Well, she's not passed through the gates, from what I'm told. But yes, well, I will find her. But no, sorry. Good to see you too, Darwin. Looking rather bright and shiny.
Yeah. Dargon looks a little uncomfortable. For once.
I take that to mean no word on the others then. Do you think we should send a search party?
How many search parties do you want to send? There's the Malt Masters are missing. Mephisto's missing. Thelania, Johannes. Draco's dead.
Gentlemen, maybe the elephant in the room. For now.
First time I've been called an elephant.
What is
I was
his
just checking to make sure Boffin
expression
didn't wild shape.
Whose expression, sorry, Kirik?
Theogodden, very much from when these two entered the room. So about
You saw
now
that
when he
shimmer
speaks.
sort of. You saw that shimmer pass over his body. There is a nervous tension to his body. You can see it's almost like a snake coiled and ready to spring. But there is a look, like his hands are down by his sides, very relaxed. But his face probably betrays him slightly. You can see there is a nervousness.
Oh, okay.
If
Are
no one...
you aware of his promise that he's made to her?
Me? Well, I know what she's told me. I'm hoping Kirik was going to fill in the gaps, seeing as he was the one that retrieved somebody who was an enemy and is supposedly now an ally. I won't say friend.
I've just realised that Nathan, or both of them, actually had a big fight with him and got us out of it.
Oh yeah, in Ironforge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, he set off a nuke in their face.
Yeah.
Sent Nathan into death for a period as well.
Yeah.
Do you have questions you want to ask him as well, Nathan?
No. I just wanted to stick around and see how this went, to be honest. I got him some clothes and figured he could do with being armed at least a little bit. She's given him some degree of power from what I can tell, but still not going to be any match for the three of you. Four of you, sorry, Buthrid.
Dargon, are you okay with all present giving the questions you want to ask?
Yeah. I got questions. Do we lead with them or do we get battle information?
I think
We all have
you've been in the
questions,
right. Yeah, I think you've been in the right frame of mind. Is most important considering what we've got coming. So I think you ask your personal questions first.
You
Because
will see
then,
in
once
this
you've got
moment
those, your
Theogodden's
battle
eye.
mind will kick in, and then you'll have your battle questions.
Sorry.
So you
go
will
on,
see in this moment Theogodden's working eye sort of pass across almost look you up and down under and sort of lingers on that bit on your chest for a moment. There is the hint of a smirk. Hint. But then maintains
Do I
a
notice
very
it?
stoic face. Make me an insight check very quickly, please.
Ooh.
I'd like to get in on that as well.
Well, I've got advantage on it. So it's a
So I've just realised my passive perception
dirty 20. It's the
is
best
more
one.
impressive than I thought it was. But I know I'm levels. I know a really high level, but damn, that's better than I thought it was. 24. 2.
Natural 20, somewhere?
I've just rolled the maximum I can roll on an insight. I think it's the maximum we've ever rolled. 36.
Holy
Is that a natural 20
shit.
by any chance?
Yeah, it is a natural 20.
Kirik can see into this guy's soul right now.
With help
So yes,
from the
Kirik,
Raven
you would-
Queen. Bloody hell.
You would notice the smirk and... sorry, you got what? Under 20...
And a dirty 20, yeah.
Dirty 20. So the both of you would see this smirk. It appears almost like pride. Or better, he is proud for a second, but it is tiniest, briefest moment, and then it's gone.
None of this is because of you. Just so you know.
I'm well aware.
So then, what do we call you?
What I'm thinking of rhymes with shunt.
You can call me what I've always been known as, which is Theogodden. It was always my name. It's not the most revered of names anymore. In fact, I imagine a lot of people spit on it now.
Very well, Theogodden. Going to ask a couple of questions first.
I am, in this moment, at your mercy.
Truer words never said. So, first of all, let me ask you this question. Were you or were you not the only lieutenant of Asmodeus, or have there been others at the same time as you, with the similar powers, doing similar work?
You can consider that I was a vessel of power. Asmodeus is the lord of the Nine Hells. He has many lieutenants. 8 specific ones. But there are always others warring against each other. As for any other agents, if you like, beyond the devils, no, I believe I was his one and only in Nylin.
In Nylin? What about where we came from?
The land beyond. I walked there for a time. A very brief time. But that was mainly to chase you and your previous allies while you were in that silly little mine.
Just then or before?
Would you like to get more specific, Dagon? What is it you're asking?
Did we meet before that dungeon? Did you see me? And did you lead a clan upon the Temple of Ray at the top of the mountain?
Did I lead? No. Did I see? Yes. That particular skirmish was led by Bell.
Who is this Bell?
One of the lords, if you like. A devil lord.
Oh, we've met him before.
You have,
Is he
from what I can tell.
is he telling the truth?
Make me an insight check.
31.
Yes.
What was your purpose? Just to watch? Why were you there?
It was one of my first engagements beyond this world. Trying to understand the idea of a divine champion. So I was told to watch and not intervene.
Dagon doesn't quite understand, so he says, there was, something in that temple that you needed? Some scripture? What was it?
No, I think they were after you. And failed.
Yeah.
Got your wife though, didn't they?
You fucking speak of her again and you will lose your head.
I'm not being insensitive, Dargon, I'm just stating a fact.
Yeah.
I think they got the wrong one. The wrong Goliath.
Yeah. Damn right they did. But Bell's gonna meet his end. Quite rightly.
Did you just make a Bell End joke?
No doubt.
Dagon's way too not intelligent enough to do that.
As the bard who stood at the keep makes the budum-tish.
So at this point I hope that Dargon can know Kirik enough to know that all he has to do is look at Kirik to see if Kirik's expression is very much displaying if he believes him or not. You know, is Kirik looking suspicious? I
definitely nod to.
Okay. Yeah. No. It's one of those ones. I consider our characters probably close enough that at this point we kind of know what I'm asking without asking. So, because he wouldn't be able to know. He just lapped it all up. Very well. Is Bell one of the 8?
Bell is a greater devil, whether he is one of the 8 or remains one of the 8 if he was, I would no longer know. From what I am to understand, I have been dead for many months.
Yeah.
And that's when you'll see a smirk go across Anders' face.
Well, gentlemen, what questions have you got? I would like to spend... Sorry. So while we're talking now, I would like to spend a minute watching and observing Theogodden.
Make me an Arcana check, please.
Okay. 8.
Good to know.
I would like to learn... So this is outside of combat, and I can learn information about capabilities compared to my own. I don't know... Again, I don't know whether this is I can learn all of it or just one of them. I don't know. It's Know Your Enemy, and it's I can compare it to my own of Strength Score, Dex, Con, Armor Class, HP, current class levels, if any. And... Yeah. And fighter class levels, if any. I don't know whether that's just one, whether I have to just pick one, and I'll happily do that. But
2 of the following characteristics of your choice, so you can choose 2, and I will let you know.
okay, I'm gonna go with. I will go then with armor class and title class levels. I'm gonna go with those 2.
You reckon the armor class, looking at the armor he wears, nowhere near your own.
Yeah.
As for total class levels, there is still the roguish nature to him that you remember from being in death, but there is a strange power to him now that is, you can tell, taken him beyond the capacity of just the rogue. So there is a gift of sorts, or a patron, that is giving him power.
Cool.
So yeah, out of character, based on that, you can work out that he's a level 10 warlock and a level 5 rogue. So
Sweet.
15 total.
Cool. No, that's cool. That's the first time I got to use Know Your Enemy, and I think it's bloody quite useful.
There we go.
Yeah, we usually don't talk to them for that long. They're usually dead.
I was about to say, I'm trying to, but glowing Goliath can't really hide for a minute while checking to see whether there's. So as I say, pass it over to you guys.
I will turn to Theogodden and I will ask, your tattoo with fire, where did you get it?
And he's going to sort of lift up his sleeve, and you can see it's no longer a tattoo, it's almost like just bubbled skin in a semi-similar pattern. That I was given. I had to travel deep under his city, and he had something caged in there, and he bent it to my will.
So it wasn't an orb.
There was an orb, but it was long cracked.
I take it you were searching
it?
for the others.
My task was to understand the prophecy. Not until much later did I then get tasked to go and seek the other powers. I don't think he'd quite figured it out at that point. As for what it was, fire.
You say before you
Tower.
died he definitely worked it out.
Well, he worked out there were others. I don't know what they were for. I don't know if he knows what they were for or why they were trapped. I just know that it did give me great power, and well, your withered friend here can attest to that one.
Can I turn to Kirik or move up to him, whisper in his ear? How does a god not know?
Well, it depends. It could be something that isn't his. It's not part of his knowledge. He's not, from what I know, a god that very much deals with knowledge and all this sort. He deals in lies, so.
Oh. Okay, that makes a bit of sense. Thanks.
Maybe he knew and he just lied to Theogodden as well, so.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I forgot about that point as well. Yeah. That's horrifying. Okay.
What's worrying for me is if you no longer wield the power, it's returned to source, which means it's now back in the Black City. Which means the power may have been given to someone else if Asmodeus knows it's there. Which he must do.
I would assume he retained some form of control over it.
He is in this plane.
He is now.
Was he before you
The
died?
gate doesn't work here. Not like it should.
Is that him or an avatar of him?
It's always an avatar. He never truly leaves, but the gate usually withholds power, diminishes power. As I said, the gate doesn't work the same here. Not while Nylin remains separate.
Are you saying that gods who are usually behind the gate and can't get to the normal realm can, but difficultly, get here?
It would appear so. At least if they really wish to. I think most abide by the rules they put in place. Some have exerted their influence more than others, as is evident.
Do you know who made all the rifts? Or was that a part of Nylin being separate? Was that just a thing?
What rifts?
You must have noticed all the rifts around Nylin. The
I
one...
mean the storm.
The crevices in the ground. The first one we realised was the one on an island south of here. Name escapes my memory, but it had a rift to a realm that vampires and the undead like to realm, and they came through it. That was the first one we saw. We've seen others. Is it something you've known, seen?
It's... There is something like you described to the west, in the middle of the arcane wastes. There is a chasm.
Yeah, to death, or
No. To the lower planes. Hell. All the hells. You know where I come from. And that's not usually so easy. Not usually so easy to pass between without some rift or tear. Again, Nylin being where it is makes the veil between planes thin.
I'll look at the other two.
I can't not ask it any longer. Why did you kill him? Did you do it for Asmodeus or for yourself?
It was my first task. To end the line.
So why didn't you kill me? Before you tried to kill me. If that makes sense.
It was my first task. And apparently I failed. I was not up to it. I chose instead to try and raise you to be a weapon instead. It seems that backfired on me too.
Weapon against who?
Yes. That's the question, I guess. A weapon for me is the truth behind it.
Did Asmodeus worry about what I would become? Did you keep me a secret from him, or was he on your train of thought in you trying to turn me into a weapon for him and you?
I was punished for a long time for keeping you alive. I managed to convince him eventually that it might be for the good. And then Johannes stole you away. And I was punished more. And from that point, I fell in line.
Why does my family line need to be destroyed? Why does he want to destroy it?
It is your family line that led Niall in here. It is your family line that keeps it here. Only your family line can return it. By destroying the line, Nylin remains.
What does he gain by keeping the here?
I would have thought you'd have figured that out by now. Asmodeus always seeks one thing and one thing only, and that's power. Whether he tricks others to give him power, whether he takes it for himself, here he is not restricted to just the hells or a weakened avatar amongst the material plane. Here he can almost exist in full power. And there are so many souls to claim here. So many. He could just turn it into a factory.
Is he allying himself with the dead and all the other people we've been up against? Or is he just using them?
Asmodeus doesn't have friends. He has those that work for him, those that work with him, based on agreements that are made.
Does he, is he working with any other gods or deities?
I was not privy to any discussions like that, but I was just one instrument in a whole orchestra.
I'm sure we do, but do our characters know about, is it Baal?
Yep.
You've uncovered various information about Baal.
And the fact that...
Because that's what's corrupted the Stillman, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm just double checking, you know. I can't remember what we don't know and don't know. It's one of those nights. he's not working with Baal, is he?
Baal. It's interesting, that one. As far as I know, Baal was, well, diminished as a god. But then you found
okay.
something interesting under, which I saw briefly. Blade I had read about. I don't know. Quite simply. If somebody wields that blade, then maybe Baal is creeping through, using the weakened gate to reforge himself.
You say that Asmodeus wants power,
Yes.
so apart from that, what's his endgame? Turn Nylin into a soul factory? What?
Of course.
Use the
This
power
place
of
isn't-
Nylin, or is it just about the people?
It's twofold. That power that he gave me is beyond anything I've ever felt. No offence to your matron, of course, Kirik.
Your matron now
If
as
he
well.
controls...
Mic
Very good
drop.
point. If he controls one, that gives him extra power. I'm assuming there are more. If he controls all of these things, then his power grows exponentially. And he can rule over Nylin and turn it into a soul factory. An endless churning of humanoid life and death that will just fuel him indefinitely.
Before we move on to battle tactics, I just have one more personal question. Do you regret what you did for him? Well, do you regret keeping me alive, or do you regret failing me while I was alive?
It's a funny thing, fate. I'm beginning to think I had very little control over anything, really. Do I regret? No.
Inside check.
You don't regret it. What a bastard.
31.
Oh, does he, what? I suppose I asked two questions. He doesn't regret keeping me alive.
Just said, does he regret? And he said no. You asked two questions, but didn't ask them separately, if that makes sense. So he's answered them both in one. And now Kirik's trying to figure something out, I guess. So, as he says that, do I regret? And pauses, and then says no. There is a half-truth in there, Kirik.
Thought we were being quite honest here, so what was that?
Do I regret keeping you alive? Absolutely not. Do I regret the other things I have done? I suppose I do. That single eye is going to come up and meet your eyes, and just look at you. There's no real emotion to the face, but the eye just stares straight at you.
Do you have any questions for me?
What do you plan to do with me?
After you have served your purpose, send you back to death. I've been told I can't do that sooner, so I'll have to be patient.
From what I understand, that is a foregone conclusion. I suppose based on that then, what service would you have me perform?
You know very... excuse me. Fogging me throat. You know very well...
Dargon's having an emotional moment.
Yep. Found a con save there, mate.
Yeah, I did. A wisdom save against the flashbacks. You know well that we're trying to send Asmodeus back, oppose him in every way, stop him from whatever he's doing. So, presumably he's held up in the Black City, and we need information about it. Any and every information that you can provide will help us up further. What armies has he got? Is there a sneaky way in? And do you know of any weaknesses?
Well, I suppose the biggest weakness I've already told you.
His desire for power?
There's that. And also the thing that gives him power here. Well, I guess that could be his undoing at the same time.
Do you mean the gate?
The gate, the spell, the wish that your ancestor made. As for the city, it is a fortress in the middle of a desert. There are the mountains to the far west. I wouldn't really call them mountains, I guess. The mesas to the left, to the west even, could provide enough cover to get you close to the city. But it is surrounded by giant metallic black walls. That's what gives it its name, the Black City, and even then the keep where he resides is at the heart of the city. You've got a city to get through, to get to him. As for his armies, he commands the armies of hell. And I suppose, given the ignorance of those in the city, he could bend them to his will and get them to fight for him as well. The city is full of beggars and thieves and bandits and the like.
So it's actually full of, for want of a better word, normal people, not entrails of hell.
Devils have a way of walking amongst mortals and going unnoticed by most. At least those with enough power to command.
Will he ever leave that city for any reason?
Honestly, I don't know. If you have something that would draw him out, then I don't see why not. If he is confident in his abilities, then there's no need for him to hide as such. I wouldn't really say he's been hiding. He's been doing what he does best, which is command and corrupt.
I mean, I take it he's looking for us, or he.
If he was looking for you, I'd expect you would probably be surrounded by now. From what
this
what
is
one
it?
tells me.
He knows about us, surely.
Well, as I was about to say, from what this one tells me, all of your cities have fallen, bar this one.
Yeah.
So he has the upper hand, and he has you on the back foot. Why would he need to chase you? Sooner or later, if I was him, I'd know you were coming to him. I would simply bide my time. Pick off as much as I can of any resistance.
He will want to meet us, even though he believes that we'll go to him.
You are a problem that will need to be solved one way or another. Whether he deals with that or somebody else, I don't really think he will care.
So if we called him out, he would likely just send his lackeys first.
He has no reason to believe you can challenge him or even cause him concern right now.
So does that not mean he's going to turn up and just want to just destroy us, or is he going to sit back and not care? Is he got the hubris to think that he can take us on?
Why would he waste his time?
For the fun of it, surely.
Asmodeus is not one for fun, he is one for power, as I've said.
What if he knew that we had you?
Expect he'd send somebody to destroy me, so that all his little secrets remain secret.
I hope it's Bell.
Both of them. What other secrets are you thinking of that you haven't told us yet? That he would want you to keep quiet?
Make me a persuasion check, please.
Come on, come on. That would be a 28.
What other secrets do I know? I read once that if he's defeated, then he has to return to hell for a time before he can then exert influence over whatever plane he was on. Suppose if you beat him, you give yourselves a window of opportunity. But to beat him here, that's a tough task. He is not without his own gifts, his own weapons and abilities.
Is there a plane that he can get to where he's weaker than here?
The material plane. The proper material plane. Not this separation.
he can make it there.
An avatar can
So
resist
if
there.
we was to return
It will
Nyland
be
there,
weaker.
he would automatically be weaker because he's here now.
If you return Nihilin, then it would weaken him, yes. Because the gate would be strong. But how do you plan to do that?
Annoyingly, it was by freeing all of the sources. We are freed 3 so far. The 4th we realised you had, and now it's back in the Black City. We fear, so it's not as if we can do that without facing him.
Dargon's
Yes.
insight is total bullshit, but he is looking now at Theogodden because we have just given away our cards. So that check is happening. It's a 13 from me, I'm afraid.
You would not be able to read Theogodden in that moment.
Bollocks. I was... yeah.
What do these... You said you had 3. What do these 4 powers do?
I'm afraid that's a little bit above your pay grade.
You had one, did you not know?
I know what it did.
What did it look like? The creature
What
that
did
was
who
bent
look
to
like?
his will.
As I said, it was fire. Just a whirling tornado of flame, like a column, but with a face. It was terrifying, to be quite honest.
Besides you, in the ranks, who could possibly be the next in line? Who was gunning for you? You said all the ones that were below you were fighting themselves to obtain more power. Therefore, there must have been someone that was trying to get you out of the equation so that they themselves could take your place. That could be the person that holds this power now.
As I said, there are, I suppose, 8 others who command precincts of hell. Bel is simply the lord of the first. There are 7 others, and then Asmodeus himself. I suppose any of them would wish to wield.
Is Bell still here?
I don't know. You said you'd fought him. I have been in a river and beyond.
So since your return, you felt no connection or communication attempts from him? From Asmodeus?
The only connection I still feel is simply the mark on my arm. and the tautness of the skin there.
Sorry,
As Anders says
what,
that.
Mark?
As Anders says that, Kirik just remembers and he's going to cast See Invisibility.
Yeah.
See if anyone's scrying on this.
If the answer is yes, we're hitting DEFCON 5
We're
button.
fucked.
We'll skip to campaign 2.
As you cast See Invisibility and sort of just scan around the temple now, and sort of look to where the doors are, where they're still open, and sort of peer out. There is no orb or no sense of anything that may be scrying on you. Theogodden is going to
What is
see you
my-
looking around, however, and sort of forgotten something, Kirik. And he will make an insight check.
What does my cloak look like when you cast See Invisibility, considering it's a cloak of darkness and invisibility?
21 on the insight check.
Yeah, that was 15 on Deception. Straight face. Just had an idea, and I thought someone else might have had the same idea.
Sorry, Andy, you were saying.
That was an out of character question about my cloak.
So your cloak looks so with See Invisibility. I just need to double check something.
It's not on, shouldn't really trigger.
Yeah, I'm not using it. No. But it has changed since. It's got no powers. Oh, I just redeemed a stretch without pressing it.
There we go.
Oh, someone could have spent 100 points on that.
I'll press it retrospectively.
There you go.
So no, the cloak would appear just as a normal thing because it's not being activated. And yeah, it doesn't do the thing I thought it did. That's something else. But cool. So that's it.
So our tactical
Boys,
advantage
have I...
would be to weaken Nylon itself, which we have already done 3 times.
Okay, if I understand you correctly, Ander, owning and controlling all of the sources means that we can break the wish and or in some way return Nylin to the material realm. Are we of an agreement, even if we're not 100% sure that's true?
Yeah, so the risk is it destroys it. It destroys Nylin, but yes, it could return to material plane. And I suppose, did Asmodeus ever seem to weaken or notice when we retrieved or freed a source, considering it did weaken Nylon itself?
Did we not get them after we killed Theogodden?
Yeah, he was already dead.
I was dead.
Cock. Yeah.
Okay.
Not the, I
But
suppose that's one name I'm going to be called a lot.
But did he weaken when you got yours, Theogodden?
Did he weaken when he gave me the power? No.
with that type of information, we have to assume he has not got less powerful with each one of these, unless he still controls some sort of, unless he still has some sort of control over it, which is what you said he was controlling of this source when he gave it to you. I'm afraid, lads, I don't think that's really helped. I do like the idea of fighting him in the material plane. I honestly thought we'd have to get the source by going through Asmodeus, but I believe we need to flip that on its head. Do we agree?
I think if we can draw out his minions, if it has been gifted to another one, like Bell or the other ones, sleepy, grumpy, happy, we can kill them off. And if one of them has the source, we can free it. We wield it for ourselves or just free it. And then we should then be able to hopefully free Nihilin, which should weaken him enough for us to defeat him.
There's only two things about that plan. If we bring Nihilin back and then we fail to kill him, that leaves the whole material plane at his mercy.
But regardless of whether we beat him, the gate is still stronger, meaning he will find it harder to keep his avatar here.
But he will have an avatar, which is more than any of the other deities.
Yeah, I was going to say that keeping him here, going on the back of what you just said, Kirik, is probably a better idea, because worst case scenario, other deities could potentially break their own rules, whereas they will find that much harder in the material plane.
I'm not against putting Nihilin back. That is eventually the end goal.
That's the plan.
But we have to be certain that we can finish the Avatar off. And my fight, then I'll look at Theogodden, his fight doesn't end with the Avatar.
How do you get to him once you defeat the Avatar?
We go to where his real body is.
Okay. I understood that killing a god is nigh on impossible. I may have misunderstood, but I believe that killing his avatar, forcing him back into his own realm, is closer to the possible than the other idea. Kirik, are you saying that once we've done that, you're intending us to go and then kill a god on his own plane?
I am intending to go. Whoever comes with me, I can't force anyone apart from Theogodden.
There's a spin-off series sorted.
Okay, so our plan, if I understand correctly, and you can tell me otherwise, remove his avatar as a problem. He stops becoming a problem for a temporary time. We then use all 4 sources, now that it is available to us, to return Nihilin to the material plane, making it nigh on impossible for him to come back to Nihilin. And then what you're saying is, we then pop him a little visit and ensure that he knows that he's been a naughty boy.
When he is in his avatar form, is it like the actual movie Avatar, where his body is unconscious somewhere and we could just go stab him? While he's in Avatar form, is he weakened in his own plane? In which point we cut out the middleman, go straight to hell, and stab him while he's body walking? Is that how it works?
Religion check from Kirik, I guess. No fucking clue.
I mean, I love it.
If that is the case, mate.
Full on Matrix, just pull the cord, you know.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Pull the cord. That would be a second natural 20 of the night.
Nice. So what specifically then is
27.
Kirik trying to figure out?
I guess. Are the. I guess it would be like, what's the degree of omnipresence? Because if he can the gods have an avatar while still being conscious and aware and moving normally as they would in their home plane?
Or with a 25, you said?
27.
27? Should we find out after the break?
Oh, you bugger! Absolute bugger! Oh, come on!
We're like half an hour over, and I figured let's take the piss a bit. So we're due a break, right? So let's take a break. Let's take a moment to celebrate our winners, whoever they may be, and then we'll figure out this bit of lore that may or may not drop. So you're welcome. Happy 2-year anniversary. We'll be back in a few.
In a minute.
Heyo.
Hello.
Peace.
Everybody's got that nervous energy now, like, what's Matt going to tell us?
Come on,
What's
come on,
Matt
come
gonna
on,
tell
come on,
us?
come
But
on,
before
come on,
that,
come on.
we have more important things to deal with, which is our giveaway results and announcing some winners. So in the break, we have done our rolls, or the spin of the wheel, if you like, to reveal our 3 winners. And we are very, very pleased to announce the 3 winners. So the winner of the special edition Malt and Magic 2-year anniversary t-shirt is... Drum roll.
Get that bar back in for the drum roll.
And there we go!
Oh, it's coming up on the screen.
There you go. There's a t-shirt modelled by yours truly. I had to make sure I'd done about 60 press-ups before. You're not winning me. You get the t-shirt. Congratulations, Struggle Gamers. There is your... Well, we will get that over to you. We'll get in touch and, yes, agree all of the details to make sure we can get that over to you. So then the beautiful picture of the fallen Vraco, unfortunately, designed and created, all the artwork done by Stick. The winner of that goes to...
A drum
The
roll.
winner of that is...
And here it comes.
Lord Wilkes!
Lord Wilkes! Lord Wilkes, there you go.
There you go. There is that piece of artwork, which is amazing. And
It is
everything I could
gorgeous.
have possibly asked for when I commissioned this piece. So, well done, Stick. Congratulations, Lord Wilkes, to that. It is awesome. Look at the bastard. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Good stuff. And then the final one, the extra special one, the image of Kirik piercing the veil for the first time as he gets teleported to Nylin, really. And the winner of that image goes to, or is,
A drum roll.
final drum roll.
And here it comes. Hey.
JK Axelotl. There you go. Which is amazing because I think JK was very, very active for the past few weeks. So I'm really pleased that came out that way. So all those tickets clearly clearly
Paid off.
which is goes to anybody else in the chat, I guess, for the future competitions. If you're not in it, you ain't gonna win it. So there we go. Congratulations to the winners. We will contact you. We'll get in touch to make sure we can get those pieces of art out to you and the t-shirt. But congratulations to all. A thank you once again to Stick as well. The artwork is phenomenal. And as I say, I'll be in touch to make sure we get a t-shirt over to you, just to say thank you. And yes, and then there will be more commissions coming your way is all I'm going to say. So look out for them.
Yeah, they're absolutely all amazing. All amazing. And thank you ever so much for everyone who has followed, subbed, and chatted. Absolutely. And here's to Year 3.
Oh, indeed.
Oh dear.
Ooh, boy.
Hopefully we'll be on campaign 2.
Sorry. At some point between the 2nd anniversary and the 3rd anniversary, we will get to the campaign 2. Don't worry about that one. So yes, there we go. Cool. Yes, commissions are always open for Stick. So if anybody else wants some awesome artwork, go check them out. Because it's awesome. Like, there's an image of the Raven Queen that got done by Stick, which I used as the basis for now my image of the Raven Queen in canon in Malt Magic.
The first trap that
awesome
is
artwork.
the Raven Queen.
Yes, indeed. And saying that, I suppose Stick is on Twitch as well. So if you're not watching us and you want something else to watch, go and watch Stick. Just watch the art be created. It's amazing. I very often do that when I'm working. Just sort of sit, listen to the dulcet music, and watch the artwork. So there we go. That is the winners. And yes, congratulations to us, I guess, for another year of awesome fun. Thank you to you guys, because without you, obviously, I don't get to do this. So I have so much fun. Mainly for those moments just before the break where you say, "What do I do about this?" and I go, "Let's wait." So, with that being said, I will do one more toast to you guys. Have a sip of whiskey.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To me.
And we'll dive back into the game. So, just before we took our break and did our sort of rolls, the spin of the wheel for the competition winners, Kirik was racking his religious knowledge, racking his brain for that religious knowledge around how much presence does a god have? If they have avatars in one plane, do they still exist in another? Can they exist in others? Do they have the omnipresence to be able to act independently in all of those planes? With a roll of 27, there is a specific passage that you recall from a religious text that you read whilst you were in the library of the Raven. And a text that you read while you were displaced from time by Gindris. While you were trying to understand the nature of an undead dragon, you came across a tome that talked about gods, demigods, and that whole realm. Yeah, if we can get an Amazon series out of this, I'll be done. So, as your brain starts to almost flick through the pages, you remember recalling a specific passage around deific avatars, or divine avatars. And it spoke of the ability for gods to walk in multiple worlds, in concurrent timelines, while not being there fully physically, in worlds where there is not a divine gate, in realms. It is possible. It is theorized about the multiple, or the multiverse, if you like, that we are not alone. We are just one of many. And for gods to have created one world, they must have created more. and they must be able to exist there as they exist here. And that's what you recall.
So with that, Kirik will just say, I don't think it matters. I think while he has a presence here in his home plane, he will also be present and aware.
I start climbing out the window then.
I mean,
Nathan's probably going to chime up at this point as well and just say, doesn't mean we can't at least kick him out of Nylon.
True. We kick him out of an island, then returned it to the material plane, he'd find it harder to get back.
I'm not fully sure he would be able to return, given the nature of the world beyond.
Sorry, as in we would need to return Nylon to the material plane after we've, bollocked him out of it. Then he wouldn't be able to get back. Is that what we're all saying?
Yes.
What I'm saying is that he has an avatar here and now. Whether you destroy that here, or destroy it by returning Nylon, fighting, or whatever, once that avatar is gone, if you were to put Nylon back, from what I understand of the divine nature of the world beyond, it's very difficult for them to pierce through that gate and walk and take form. They can influence, but there is a reason that one of the ages of the world beyond is known as the Age of Champions.
So I guess the question becomes, as we think back, where we go next. I think, Theogodden, you will provide information to the armies and the generals that will slowly assemble here. About forces, about anything the Dark One would like to know and finds useful. He's the one that understands that part better than anyone I know, really. And I guess for us, the question would be, it seems to me that we have two courses we need to take, or we can take. We can go after the Avatar, destroy it. Maybe that means that his forces get weakened. The creature without a head moves but for a little bit before he finally dies. Or we do it the other way around. We try to find whoever it might be that has the final source within them, and we free the source, therefore weakening him. Obviously being conscious that from the moment that we return the source, the moment that we manage to return Nylon, that will be a big alarm bell for him, and I think he will either reinforce his armies as much as possible and go on a full-out offense, or he will protect himself the best he can, trying to buy time, trying to find a way of making himself strong in the material plane, or however that might be, or create more opportunities for us to be distracted, or...
I suppose what we don't know is if we get the fourth source, does it automatically set up a chain of events that then returns Nylin, or do we control when that happens? Because if that is the case, we could free the source, weaken him, remove him from this plane, then return Nylin. My worry is freeing the source would then set that off before we've had a chance to destroy Asmodeus, if that makes sense.
I don't know, and I don't know if we know anyone that would.
Make me a history check, everyone.
History.
Whoa, 28.
Oh, nice, mate.
Nice.
14.
History check will be a... not bad. 23.
That sound. 23. Ander and Kirik, then, as you sort of have this discussion, it's almost like an ethereal voice speaks into your brain, and you hear the voice of the seer once more as you recall the prophecy and the addendum, the footnote, if you like, that was told to you. And that whole spiel around my boys, my brave boys, prophecy is false, tells very little of the story, just needed you to understand Nylin and what it was and for you to grow strong enough. Now you understand your true enemy. He is charming, he is slippery, and he knows. 4 arcane veins exist, but they are not just simple veins. They are the long dormant souls of 4 great primordial beings. They are the power that runs through Nylin, and the close proximity to each other creates the magic storms. You can destroy them, but there is great danger. You will know what to do when the time is right. Nowhere in that prophecy, that footnote, does it talk about returning Nylin. Just talks about how to get rid of the power, so Nylin becomes less of a target, if you like. You have chosen not to destroy, but claim. What you do with that knowledge is entirely up to you guys. Well, you're all looking rather puzzled, I'm assuming.
What would you do, Dagon?
Weaken our
conquering campaign.
Weaken our enemy. I mean, it's the obvious thing to do. We want to fight our enemy on our terms, not on his terms or his battlefield, on ours. And we want it because we're the stronger, right? We don't want to go to outside of his city to fight him. We want him to come to us. That were my questions earlier. Does he have enough hubris to believe that he can just wander out and that we can, I won't say trap him, but we can, get him off his footing? So, with that, I return to what I just said. We want him to be weak. tell me if you understand our position the same as I do. But in holding 3, but maybe then 4 of these sources, will diminish the power that is held within Nylin, because we hold them. So in controlling them, we can weaken him. A weakened enemy is what we want to go up against. I may also point out that is not what a Goliath wants to do. They want a worthy fight. However, I suppose a weakened god is still a worthy fight. So, fair cop on that one. I know how and where I want to fight him. I say that in general terms. I'm not talking specific like fields or mountains or whatever. And generalisations there. But I do lean it to you, Kirikananda. Do we believe or understand that we can weaken him by doing something with these sources?
At the very least, we can make him. We can make ourselves a bigger problem that he has to deal with personally.
Yeah. Now, so as I understand it, we're not like Nylin's being held somewhere magically by 4 anchors. We've taken out 3. One of them's holding it left. We let that go, and it plummets back into place. As far as I understand, it's actually in limbo permanently. And the sources are what is allowing Asmodeus to be here and would allow him to create his factory of evil. So we want to take control of it. Most likely he's given that source to someone else, and we need to find that. My question is, are we going to be able to nick it out of that person, or are we going to have to kill him, then go back to where the source is meant to be, and also capture it like we have the other 3?
Yeah, my only worry is if he's already bent it to its will, it's already free. So it's already kind of working for him. So even if we kill Bell and free it, is it actually going to come to us, or is it just going to try and go straight back to him? Also, if it gave us the power of fire, is that really going to do anything against Asmodeus? Is it going to make us stronger against him?
Possibly not, but what it will do is by... 1 army can't do a lot, 3 can do more than 3 times as 1 army, right? You compound the power that you get. He owns 1, we own 3. If you own 4, you hold more than 4 times the power. Does that make sense? The whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
Yeah.
We need to find a way to, when we defeat whoever holds the power, for that to remain where we are. Because I don't know this. I was dead. Never mind.
Yes, because when I killed you...
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thinking back, something just shot out of you, and I thought that might have been just, I don't know, my victory, but thinking back now, it must have been the source leaving you and returning to, well, him. So if we could just prevent that somehow.
If
it is a fair assumption.
However, what happens in the same instance with 3 sources nearby? 3 willingly controlled sources, is there an attracting force that will allow it to momentarily stay as a primordial conscious being to be discussed with?
Well, we do know that fire... Thanks for the follow. We do know that
Thank you.
Fire rages through. There's a figure amongst that battlefield that possesses qualities that fire elementals would enjoy. Then maybe.
Are you talking about our own little rage goblin?
I would be.
Are we also...
Plus, it's got an affinity to nature, so...
Are we also considering the possibility that they are Asmodeus may well be weaker? Do I have this right? He may not be, to a degree, weak here, but he's weaker than he is on his own plane. What we're trying to do is weaken him further. What if he is currently stronger because he's currently using and controlling the source? He may well be providing it to one of his lackeys, but he is in essence channeling that source. So in that respect, taking the source from him inherently weakens him. I'm saying that because you've just talked about fire, and that is his realm, so he won't have as much fire to throw if we're holding it.
Yeah, and it just makes sense for Bothrid to be the vessel for that, because fire is an all-raging consumer, as is our Bothrid, but it also destroys and creates, and so does our Bothrid.
The opposite side to that is that the problem is that we don't know how these things work, but could it be that it identifies a previous host? We don't know. So if Theogodden is with us, maybe it goes to him again.
If it does, that's still someone who is on our side, and I'll look at Theo to see how he reacts to that.
Make me an insight check, please.
So I'll bite as well, if I can.
I've got a natural 20, my friend.
For a total of
23.
23. Nice. What'd you get, Kirik?
I don't want to piss on Anders' parade, natural 20, so, but it was above that.
Nice.
It wasn't a natural 20. It was a natural 20. But it was above 23.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Another 30.
So what did you get in total then?
89.
I got 30.
You got 30. There is the briefest flash that you would both notice across Theogodden's face of something, and then he winces. Almost like there was a thought, but then some pain took over him.
You can't betray us, can you? You thought about it just then, and she punished you for it.
So it would seem. I have no desire
Piece of shit.
to... I have no desire to die needlessly, although by the looks of me I'm already half dead.
Yeah, you're looking pretty rough.
And can you blame me for not wishing power upon myself?
What?
No,
I can
so
definitely...
much.
I can definitely disagree with you wanting to pursue power, but it's good to know that you had a thought against us there, and the Raven Queen punished you for it. Didn't allow that to go. So, no, that means I trust you, but at least I know that you can't try and betray us.
It would seem I cannot do things that are against her plan right now.
Good.
I wish none of you harm,
Give us
I will say that right now. I do not plan to harm any of you in this moment or going forward from here. I have no love for Asmodeus. If anything, he twisted my life and set me on a path that ultimately led me the one place I did not want to go. Do I wish for power to seek my own fortune? Of course I do. Nobody wants to be beholden to a god, regardless of that god's desires.
Well, I don't know, it's worked out pretty well for Kirik and Dargon.
I was going to say.
But I suppose the difference
But you
is
still
their,
have
their wishes
free
are
will.
the same as the god's wishes. They're on the same plane.
Exactly what I mean. You have free will. Mine has been taken from me.
Because you don't deserve
I'm on a
it.
path now I have no control. Very well.
Whether in the hands of Theogodden or Bothrid, I want it on our side. And I want it now. We will only fight. Best laid plans will always fall apart when we go against the enemy. However, if we can figure out a way of getting to the source, and I, for one, don't think we can get to where the source is held, or where its cage is. So I think you're right. We need to find its vessel, and at the very least release it. If it goes back, we go there. But for now, there's no point finding ourselves into an empty room with a cage, an orb. So I say we try and call out whoever holds the source.
You go.
Okay.
When I first met and he had learned some things from you, illusions, he maintains some of that power now, but am I right in assuming that you have the capability of maybe manifesting an image of this creature you saw?
I think you ask the wrong person. I have power which is now given to me by another. If it is her
Has she
will,
grant?
then perhaps.
I'd like you to try.
And you wish me to do this here?
Yes, I'm thinking of a safer place without causing a commotion.
Very well. He reaches behind him and places a hand into the icy pool of water. And you can see the water just sort of almost like flows up his arm for a moment. And he will hold that for a second. Interesting. And he will cast Major Image. This 20-foot tall tower of flame
Oh shit.
with black pits for eyes forms. There's no heat, or not great heat off this thing, but it crackles and cracks like a raging bonfire. And its face just almost seems to turn around this fire tornado. As Theo looks at it. Well, it was bigger than that. But I suppose I can only work with what I'm given.
That is plenty.
If we need to draw out whoever has this, I know we said all the cities have fallen, but I don't believe Deluin has it? Yeah. He is.
What do we know of?
Well, as a technical advantage or a tactical advantage, Deluin is the closest city to the Black City. If we wanted to draw
It is
somebody to us,
also controlled by Asmodeus.
What?
come again? I knew he was a prick. Now we know why. So Asmodeus controls the so-called king of Deluin.
Arendriel's long dead.
What?
Motherfucker.
Drop
Where
that
was your insight on that one, Kirik?
Oh my...
Hang on, let me write this down because I'm in shock.
Hang on. No. Hang
Of
on.
course, the temples were gone. The temples were gone, and there were devils underneath the sea. How the fuck did we not see this? There was literally two devils with the symbol of. Oh, I'm so.
Well, hindsight's a wonderful thing, and we are clearly stupid.
Okay. But didn't we get a source there? Or was that not what...
Yeah,
No,
they were obviously
it
trying to
wasn't
get it
source.
too, weren't they?
It wasn't a source. It was
didn't
the
get a
last
source.
piece. It was the
Last piece of the
piece
prophecy.
A prophecy.
Which they also wanted.
Look at Matt's face, all calm, and we're all there like, for fuck's sake, losing our minds. And Matt's just
Fucking
like,
sitting on this shit for 6 months. And of course we didn't see it because I didn't cast any spells because I was trying to pass by someone that wasn't a cleric.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Fuck.
But if we'd have known that, this whole thing might have gone a bit differently, and I think, so let's try and wrestle it back. We've done really well.
I didn't even
fuck
cast Eyes
me.
of the Dead, Eyes of the Grave. Didn't even cast that because I was.
So
just
him
not-
saying
just
all the
not-
cities have fallen, he already knew we need to go rescue Deluin. Probably. Because they're already closer to us than we thought they were. Well, then again, they've took everywhere else. And we're stuck on a lake, so... Fuck me.
Wow. This changes
Which of
things.
course.
Smal's livid with himself.
It makes sense why he doesn't support his daughter now.
Yeah.
Because
and he didn't help her.
it's not his daughter.
Oh, do we tell Lena this?
Who the fuck was it? Was it just him, or was it an illusion?
Probably an illusion. None of us saw it.
Theogodden just said that they walk around like...
Matt!
You little shit.
I'm just thinking of the thing you sent me for the one shot. Oh, you
Oh, yes.
little... Oh, my God.
I said it was all running concurrently.
Eric doesn't know that.
Now I'm even more lost.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So mad.
we should have killed him while we were there. We never liked him.
Really fucking should. Okay, anyway.
Theogodden, you... All of that happened in our heads. Theogodden, you said that you'll have to tell me if I'm right or wrong. Is it devils, demons? Is it devils that follow him?
Devils. Demons are their enemies, if that's of any interest.
The
Devils and
devils
demons don't get on.
can...
No, not at all. Devils can.
Devils can appear to be other people. They can...
Certain devils have the power to walk as others, yes.
So, we met the Lord and Ruler of Deluin.
Did you?
Wow. If he's been long dead, no we didn't. So who did we meet?
Oh, he's definitely dead. I stabbed him myself.
Did you do his
We might
son
need to
as
see a
well?
list of people you've stabbed at this point. Just to cross-check what we know. To who to be alive.
His son... Well, I suppose that's what led Erendriel on his downward spiral. The thief was interesting. Convinced them to steal something that's supposedly a deific weapon, and... well... Then the son gets illusions of grandeur, ends up in a fight with the thief, dies, Erendriel goes seeking power, and falls upon... me.
How long ago was this?
And I had my orders. I was not going to fail twice. So this time I killed the king. Again.
How long
Right.
ago did the son die?
How long was I dead?
Kirik said however many months. I don't. Simao doesn't know, but Kirik would. Passage of time.
If I have been dead so many months, then the sun... maybe about a year ago.
That was before we arrived?
Yes.
So were you privy
I've
to
been on
who...
the run for a long time.
So would he... would you know who replaced who you killed? Who the hell did we speak to?
Even if I knew who had replaced it in time, if we are thinking Asmodeus's subjects, well, they could change as he sees fit. He may need someone to go somewhere else. I did not realize that the death of the king had gone all too unnoticed in Deluin. It's a city that's kept to itself.
Well, as far as we knew, no one knew. We certainly didn't.
Circles within circles, I guess.
Well,
Just
fellas,
double checking. Is there any leaders of any other towns you've you killed?
No. It was your father,
Okay.
Erendriel.
Right.
We went after... Moonbright was a target. But I died before then. No, then.
Just double checking we haven't been talking to imposters this whole time. Wherever we've been. And we've been building a network of allies that are actually all devils in disguise. Because I would just put my pen down and go home, I think, if that was the case. Oh, well, that's not me for 6. So the promise I made to Lena to unsee her father, it's already been done. But I suppose we need to unseat whoever sits there now, regardless.
yeah. Yeah, we do.
If you desire a staging post, then Delwyn is a natural option. I guess that's why
And
Asmodeus
if you
took
were
it
gonna
out
block-
in the first place.
if you were going to block the easiest way to the city, is the easiest way? I suppose it's at the bottom of the peaks, isn't it?
Why did they let us
No.
leave? Is he that confident that we won't succeed? Regardless, if that city is in our power, we may be able to use it as a point to draw them out.
Yeah,
Help us
also-
out, DM. In terms of timeline, did we go to Delwyn before or after Theogodden died? Can't remember.
After.
After.
Okay, so
It was quite recent.
yeah,
So, just to remind you of timeline, you went
Yeah.
to rescue Reiko, went into the temple in the Feywild, killed the anti-magic field, that drew in Theogodden, dealt with Theogodden, following that, went to Moonbright with the body of Reiko. Moonbright Falls. Sorry.
that was
Yes, Moonbright
Yeah,
Falls.
yeah,
You then
yeah.
head north to Shiverspire, and it was at Shiverspire, once you'd done the first source, if you like, you then remembered you needed to go and find the rest of these prophecies, and that's what took you on the route around Nyling.
Oh, did we? Wow, yeah.
It could
I
also
thought for sure
be-
we did a prophecy first and then.
You did do a prophecy first,
Yeah,
so you
I thought we
Yeah, half
completed
of
the
it
prophecy and then
followed
go
the
for the
first-
sources.
Iron Forge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You found a prophecy at Iron
Yeah, yeah.
Forge, then went on a magical mystery tour, found a source.
We
went
did get
back to the
confused for a bit that they were one and
prophecy.
the same thing, didn't we, when the map had those glowy
Yeah.
bits on it.
yeah.
Also,
Yeah, sorry.
if the leader of Denuin, he's going to trust that to some of his most, I suppose, trusted generals. So if we went to Delwyn, that could also be where the source is. Whoever's posing as Erendriel might have the source. to defend that outpost.
Yeah.
Because from what I
now
can
that I've
gather,
seen
they've destroyed everywhere else. They're trying to keep this looking like it's a functional city, and they've just laid waste to everywhere else. So it must have a purpose. It must be important for some other reason. Unless after we got the prophecy and left, they just shut shop.
I can try and figure out where who might have the source. It's a long shot, but it's the only move we have.
If you can do that, that's great. Let me ask you another question, Kira. You've said that on a few occasions we have... I hate the idea. But we have been able to walk through death and come out where you know someone has died.
Yes.
That's a royal no.
I mean, it'll get us there quick.
I mean, you see where I'm going with that now.
I do. It's risky, so I like it, but...
I mean, yeah. Tell me a not risky plan to go and kill the fake Lord of Deluin, Master and, Lieutenant of the God of Devils.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know what's outside these walls, so... Really.
Let's find that source, shall we?
Yeah. Anything you can do to do that.
What you say, Dargon, is that... I mean, I like the plan, especially if we have someone here that can communicate with myself or one of us quickly, because we can always come back here to this temple in the blink of an eye. So if something does go down. But if we can go there, try to sort the problem in Deluin and come back in the space of a day, I mean, it lowers our chances there's something going wrong here. Obviously, we cannot afford to lose this city, because if we lose the city, that's it. There's nowhere else. And the city's well guarded, is well protected. Obviously, Ethereal is here. You managed to bring quite a vast resource of people and fighters, and the city's well guarded. The city can hold on without us here. Yeah, if we can be gone for a day as opposed to 5, however much it would take us to get there.
I was going to say, travelling by foot, we risk this city far more.
And we have the advantage that perhaps Asmodeus doesn't know that we know about Deluin.
Yeah, we need to keep Theogodden a secret much more than we know now, because he would surmise.
Yeah. I mean, as far as I can tell, we cannot be. No divination magic can get through those walls, which means that probably we can't get scryed on from the moment that Theogodden leaves these walls. I don't know. I don't know if Asmodeus will feel something.
Then he stays here for now. You will be on a piece on the chessboard, but not now. We need the element of surprise, and we need to know that we can go do this. It would be nice to be able to get to Deluin on false pretenses, but I don't know what those false pretenses will be. I think we go in, we deal with the head of the beast there. And as you say, do we leave? I mean, that seems like uproar. Shall we make more ideas and more plans when you know if you can find out where the source is? Can you do that today?
I can, yeah.
So what of me? Am I to sit in this temple until you have use of me?
We will need to have a discussion with the people outside of this temple that you exist. And you will have limited
I have no
realms.
desire to mingle with people. If you have no task for me, I will stay here.
Yes, but there are many people on our side that you have... Well, you might not have a quarrel with them, but they might have a quarrel with you.
So yes, stay in
All
this
the more
temple.
reason for me to stay in here, I guess.
Stay in this temple
Yeah, but-
until we have a need for you.
Yeah, we're trying to work on a open policy where everyone goes in eyes open and we tell the truth. Our allies
And
know
it doesn't,
everything.
and it doesn't lie as much now.
Hmm. Only when it suits
Interesting.
our overall aim of saving Nylon.
Well, you have moved beyond the thief I trained you to be. Some sort of altruistic ruler, I guess.
I now use those powers for good
Fully.
most of the time. Most of the time. I still like a shiny every now and again.
Dog on making maths in his head.
Very well.
Matt, we are on
Wizard.
day 2 of his resurrection, correct?
Yes, day 2 of his resurrection. Day 2. No, you've long rested twice, day 3.
It's
Resurrected, thought up near, long rested, caught, rested again. Day 3.
No, I think it was... No, we're still in the same day as the court. We just...
Are you? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
We took a
Day
long
2.
rest after that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So day 2. So
Okay.
we've got 2 days until he becomes full powered, really.
Till it becomes useful.
Well, yeah. It's probably useful now. Just has a -2. Everything. Cool. So yes, I mean I can try and find the source, but even if I can't, then that means we have a plan of attack.
Yeah, we have a plan. All I mean is, it'll either mean that it's... So yeah, we always planned to go down to Deluin. We plan to go down to Deluin, but if the source is also there, that is a surefire thing. If it's not, then we need to get there, separate them, get out, and then lure the source and who's carrying it somewhere, which might be Deluin. Hence, let's know that before we do anything rash.
Are we bringing Lena with us? If
We're
we get
gonna
to
inform her and let her decide if she comes with, but I would take as many people as we can take. Why not ambush them with a battalion?
Just checking people that actually.
How do we do that without letting them know they know who they are? If we go in with everyone.
Right, we either go in under false pretenses, and that means getting in, talking our way in like we did last time. The other option is that we make our way in via, deadly means, by best way of putting it, at which point pretense is over. We're in, we get it done.
Because I suppose the question is, how many people are devils in disguise? Is it just Erendriel and all the other people are technically innocent bystanders? Or are they all to be killed because they're all under the influence or possessed or devils or whatever? I don't want to wipe out a Deluan army if they're actually just following orders of somebody they believe to be their king, when we could then use them in our fight.
Kirik, how quickly can you do that, stopping any type of creature getting nearby?
But the walls already stop that happening. Nobody can enter the city without my permission.
Yeah, but no. What about in Deluin? What if we...
Oh, I see.
You made it difficult for them to be there or something. I don't understand the ins and outs of it.
One more, I'll check that. So I'm just going through literal hundreds of spells, right?
So I do believe you did have something, didn't you? I'm.
Yeah. No, you're right. That's forbiddance.
How quickly can you scroll on this phone?
I need 20 minutes to do that.
Okay. It was a nice thought.
It was.
First of all, though,
do, however,
scrying.
I have the possibility of giving one of us power to see through illusions. And the power to see through people that are shape-shifting.
Then we would know if it's him or more than just him.
True.
I think it's the plan. I would just like to know that other information without it being an unknown. That's all we want to know. It's not really going to change our plan much.
Matt, the ability of my shield, I assume, I've been meaning to ask you this for a while, I assume it only counts for spell slots that I have, so I can't upcast for a spell slot I don't currently have.
Sorry, yeah, if you're trying to cast... yes, basically. So the maximum you can do is upcast a 7th to an 8th right now. You can't try and do an 8th to a 9th.
What are you trying to do? Wish?
But I can upcast a 7th to an 8th?
Yeah.
Do you have 8th level
You've got
spells?
7th level spells, right?
Yeah, I just don't have 8th level spell slots. But if you're saying that counts as an 8th... I just didn't know.
Usually, can't you only
Make sure
upcast to a spell slot, a spell level you have?
Yeah, my shield just has an ability. Every spell I cast counts as a level higher.
Level
Ah, okay.
to
Holy
a
shit.
maximum, obviously, of level 9, because you can't cast anything higher than that. But
Yeah, obviously, yeah. Okay, cool. Well, that potentially changes things, but I don't know. Yep, I can try and find this creature. If I fail, I can potentially ask her to show me. And if that doesn't work either, then at least we have a plan.
I think it's worth a go. Free trial. Do you want to try and... Yeah. Do you want to try and attempt to see one of the creatures that we currently have control of? Therefore, by knowing, Ah, but you can't do that while we're in this city.
Okay. You're not scrying in the city.
I also don't know what this creature... would I know what those creatures look like? I guess we fought them, so... Guess
Did they only? Well, you could scry on yours because you saw it. I don't know whether you saw. Did we see each other's?
You all fought them, remember?
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. So.
River's End.
Yeah, I mean, it's worth a go.
It's worth a go, but you can't do it in this city, so it's a bit dangerous. You've got to go somewhere to try it. Then. Anyway, just a thought.
Sorry, Dagon, why can't you do what in the city?
We don't know who that works for either, so because it's a divination spell, and so we're thinking that.
Yeah,
but I've got enough spell slots that I can try that.
Fine. Then look.
But I wouldn't be able to scry on anyone in the city. So the idea, what we understand is that people can't cast divination spells like scrying and stuff onto the city or anyone in it. We haven't actually attempted that, so we don't know if that actually works or not. This is just what we assume. So we're just wondering if Kirik scrying on one of us or one of the creatures that we fought specifically would work. But I have enough spell slots to try that, so try that.
It's worth it. Worth a go.
Sure.
Okay. So then, Wardens, what are we doing?
Kirik's just gonna. I'm just gonna put my. Just gonna go into the pool.
Okay, it's gonna be the last activity of the night.
And firstly, I will attempt to scry on the creature that resides within. I'm going to say Dark.
Okay. So you stride past Theogodden, who sort of a little bit nervously steps to the side and watches you as you enter the pool. And it's almost like these small veins of ice just appear as you set foot in the pool. And you sort of just stand there and close your eyes and then begin to cast that scrying spell. As your eyes then open, you look at almost a patch of ice so pure on the water itself that it almost forms a mirror for you to look into. And you are trying to scry on the creature that resides within Dagon.
So I have
shit to quickly pull up.
So I would guess it's either first-hand knowledge or familiar.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't have. I will let you decide what if I have any connection to it, likeness or picture possession or garment.
Well, there'll be a likeness in your brain, I guess. So I'll allow that. So that's what -7. Okay.
You're trying to beat a 20.
Grand total of 0. Let me just double check. That's a wisdom save, isn't it?
Yeah.
In which case, it's a total of 8. So you scry as such, and it's... Let me just double check the rules of scrying. It's weird. You stare through this glass or stare into this ice mirror, if you like, and see Dargon, but it's almost like a shadow form of Dargon. And you can see a strange glow from Dargon's arm, this greenish sort of glow. And then the green glow of this 50-foot tall, like, stone creature that just exists around Dargon and at the same time doesn't exist. And that's what you see.
Cool. Am I able to see any of the surroundings as well?
You do, but again, it's like that shadow, so you can see Dargon, you can see yourself in the pool, which itself is a surreal moment. You see Theogodden, you see Nathim, you see Ander, you see Bothrid, you see the Temple of the Raven Queen and the doors that are open, but again, it's almost like this inverse light, if anything.
Cool. I will break the spell in that case.
And that icy mirror just almost shatters and then melts into the water.
And I will just take a breath, kind of come back to the room, and I will turn to Dargon and the Bothrid and I'll say, well, it works. I think the next one's going to be harder though, but I will try.
So
I'll once again look at
Then try.
the water, and I will focus all my strength, all my will into the image that Theogodden summoned, and with nothing else on my mind, I will attempt to cast Scry on it.
And the save is...
Wisdom 20.
That is an unnatural 20 total. So I am going to say, you again see this darkness, this inverse light, if you like. And it's difficult to understand the surroundings, but you do see a figure. And surrounding that figure is this fiery individual, 30 foot tall rather, pillar of fire. And the eyes just sort of, as they swirl around this column, eventually stop and fix upon you. And there is just this crackle of terrible laughter. And then the vision is gone. The mirror cracks.
Feeling the vision go, could I attempt to call out to the Raven Queen? Just say, just grant me this one vision. I'm gonna try Divine Intervention.
Go for it.
Don't want to. I rolled a 7. I'm not even fucking kidding. I can't
There
believe
are
that's the one.
literal
works.
dice gods. There is a cold now that spreads throughout the temple. Everyone feels it. The pool itself just turns to solid ice around Kirik. And Kirik, you feel 2 gentle hands on your shoulder. And then one of the hands just snakes up the back of your neck and pushes your head forward so that your nose now touches the ice. Look closer, Kirik. And as your nose touches the glass, that column of fire once again forms. And the laughter's there, but the laughter then stops. And the eyes sort of look puzzled for a moment. And the light shifts from that darkness, that inverse light, slightly, to the point where you see the surroundings around this figure. A throne. A great hanging chandelier of sorts that looks like a crescent moon. And elven guards lining a walkway to the throne. And seated on the throne is a figure that shifts and... love it. Shifts and changes as you look at them. Erendriel Mirafir 1 minute. And then this creature with red skin, leathery wings. And where Erendriel holds an elven blade, this creature holds a blade that just roils with fire. Anything else you would like to try and do with this scrying spell right now?
Oh man. Is there? I guess trying to like, if I can, trying to just get a feel, like an understanding on the faces of the people in the room, very conscious of what Anders said, that he would rather not, you know, kill innocents, and obviously going very much in line with what I think. Yeah, just trying to get a read on these guys and see if they are ruled by fear, if they are, you know, satisfied with where they are, etc., etc.
Make me a wisdom check, but add your spellcasting modifier to it, please.
I don't want to move the D100 from the dice box. Just keep it there
and place it down.
The memo. Sorry, wisdom check with what?
Your spellcasting ability modifier, please.
That would be... yeah, that's 6. 11.
Okay. As you reach further out, just pushing and pushing against this vision now, trying to spread your gaze wiser and sort of wider even, and float across the faces of these elven guards that stand almost like flanking the throne and then down the central corridor of this throne room. 3, 4, 5 faces shift out of the 12 that are there. No longer elven, but this face with long spined ears and spines that reach off the face itself. Almost like barbs coming off this creature. The rest, however, appear truly elven.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point, the Raven Queen is quite almost literally manifested herself in the plane and used Kirik's body as a vessel. So I think I want to keep the spell going, but I physically cannot hold it just because of the sheer amount of power surging through. And I will then the spell will break, and I think Kirik will just have to I'll just have to hold myself up on the side of the pool because my legs give out from under me and the armor just starts pulling me down.
Feel
that.
Seeing Kirik struggle, I'll run forward and try and pull him.
Off your... Cool. So you feel that hand lift off your head and that presence lift off your shoulders where it was holding you up, and you do just begin to sink. As Dargon then reaches down and just scoops you up. And you sort of just lay there. Dargon, I'm going to need a Constitution saving throw from you, please.
Yeah. 23.
23, you are fine as you reach into this icy water and pluck Kirik out of. But you do get that familiar shiver that goes through you. And it's a shiver you've only felt in one place. And that's when you pierced the veil itself.
Kirik, are you with us? Are you here?
Oh, yeah. Oh.
That all bad?
That was something. Yeah, it's him. He has a deadly weapon. That's where we need to head.
Then we have our plan.
To Delhi.
Well then. Good luck. Try not to die. I would like some purpose before I shift back into... well, whatever was beyond the veil. Nathan's then going to stand there and sort of look at you 4 and 5 even. I'll watch him. Probably wouldn't do him well to just sit here and stew on his own, but I have my own issues to work through. Could do with some quiet.
Is Nathan aware of what just happened to Kirik?
Very much so.
Cool.
That was my first nat 20 of the night, so...
Hey!
So there we go.
We all had one apart from Dogon. Haven't rolled that much. Just
Drop that
barely
salt
rolled
in the
anything.
wound. I was going to say, there's been a night of RP, so... but I will say, as Nathan says that, and you sort of all reel in the knowledge and begin to form plans of what you now plan to do, and think about how to get to Deluin and beyond and what comes next, we will leave it there for tonight, as we are just about half an hour of time. So thank you all for sticking with us. Ultimately, I appreciate it's a late one tonight, but we did get heavy into some decent RP there, and I was reluctant to break the flow of the folks and the guys doing the RP there. So yes, congratulations to our 3 winners. We will be in touch with those special prizes. Stick, I'll reach out and get you the t-shirt sorted. Thank you to our new follower, and welcome to Malt and Magic. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. Please go check out the past episodes either on YouTube or our podcast. There's a lot to get through. But yes, we will, over the next couple of weeks, as I said last week, be working on the Discord channel as well, so we'll try and get something like that set up. Samau and I are going to work on that, but we'll wait till Samau comes back from his holidays, which brings us on to next week, where we will be a man short, as Samau is on his holidays, but we will make sure we've got everything planned so that we know what Kirik aims to do. But yes, what an episode for our 2-year anniversary. D&D's not all about combat. D&D's not all about the dice rolls. Sometimes it's just about the stories that your players tell. And that has been awesome. So thank you so much for joining us once again. I will not labour this anymore. We have been the Malt and Magic crew. This has been our 2-year anniversary episode 104 of the Forgotten Kingdom of Nylin. We will be back next week, same time, 7:30 PM UK time, right here on Twitch. And until then, stay safe, and we'll see you soon.